So in this video, I'm going to talk you through the big ticket item that no one really talks about when it comes to growing an e-commerce business to 6 and 7 figures per year. And really specifically, and the people that I help with in our paid community, I've helped a couple of hundred over the last few years grow to record revenue months, is that level of less than that $10,000, $20,000 per month that want to get to that $30,000 to $50,000 per month. And that's off the back of myself co-founding an e-commerce business in 2013 with my brother, and we left our corporate jobs and started a cold press juice company from the kitchen bench, and we bootstrapped the entire thing the whole way through. So we've learned a lot over the last 12, 13 years. And so I love to share that with people in my community, whether it's paid or free as well. So what I want to go through today is something that's kind of, as I said before, unspoken in the industry. It's something that is just sitting there in the background, but is a massive ticket item when it comes to growing and scaling your e-commerce business. And this actually came about in a discussion yesterday I had with a mastermind client when they said, what is it? Or they asked, what is it specifically that contributes to people getting very fast success, right? Fast growth. And I basically pulled up my Miro board and drew it for them. And I recall just off the top of my head, the last 3, 5, dozen, maybe 20 clients that have got some serious significant growth within, say, a 30, 60 day window. Like, I'd say that's pretty considerate if you've had a business for a couple of years, for example. Some of those businesses had been going for, some of them 10, some of them, I think one of them even 25 years as a brick and mortar business, and they wanted to obviously take it more online. And so the answer to that question was that their audiences, or what I call their sphere of influences, substantial. Okay, firstly, they're substantial in the initial sense, right? Meaning they've got it coexisting. And then the second part is it continues to grow at a rate of knots. Okay, so again, I call this the sphere of influence. It's literally people that know about you. So when you see brands explode, and when that's come through our community, as I said, they've already got the existing sphere of influence or database there ready to go, or we've worked really hard, really concisely, pushed really aggressively to expand that sphere of influence as a matter of intent. And so when it comes to the keys, like the keys to growth, it's from a 10,000 foot view, it's as simple as that. Like, the more people that know about you, the better, all right? That sounds so simple to say, I know, especially sitting on this side of the fence 12, 13 years into business and being able to advise a couple of hundred at this point. But it's true. And that's why I said it's the unspoken and honestly like the unsexy stuff that people talk about. So let's call it the cause and effect, or the impetus is the amount of people that know about you. So obviously the next question that stems from that is, how do you get more people to know about you? And that's something that we talk about around our marketing triangle, okay? The marketing triangle is basically to solve all of our traffic problems. It's to do with our organic, our paid, and our database strategies, all right? So we're talking about specifically database, people that know about you, people that you can market to. So it becomes part of our organic and our paid strategies to get more people to know about us. Okay, so organically, that's obviously through content creation, that's through influencers, through competitions. There's lots of stuff on my channel and things that I talk about to use organic strategies. And then on the paid side, obviously that's using your money to get further reach and serve more impressions to people that are likely to become customers of yours. So again, that's expanding that sphere of influence. Okay, so think about your audience as this, no matter how big it is, whether it's 10, 20, 1,000, 5,000, 100,000, it's this. And so we want to actually expand as quickly as we can, right? Beyond that, for people that know about us, people that are accumulating in our database. And that's what I call the planting seeds of our business, meaning we're acquiring information, we're basically acquiring people's data or interest to then be able to go and harvest from them at certain points in time. So I'll use an example here. So Leonie came into our community. She was actually the one that was she'd been in business for 25 years, brick and mortar, and she'd had her online business probably going since then, but never really prioritized it. So when she came in, she had about, 15, 20,000 people on her database. They just over time had built up, right? Slowly drip fed. So one of the first things that we actually did was said, well, look, we actually have to start communicating with these people. She hadn't sent out many emails. Maybe she sent once a month. It just wasn't enough in the scheme of things, but it was her awareness or us becoming aware of, you need to continually start to harvest from this database until we get some diminishing returns, that became her priority. Okay, it was the low-hanging fruit. And so that's exactly what we did. We started to send strategic emails, informative emails, emails with some call to actions on it, meaning we want people to take action on that email and buy. And that's where she was able to go from way less than 10K per month to 25K literally within like 30 to 45 days in a month. Okay, and so that's that dramatic increase that we talk about. Another example with database was Christy, who I actually just posted on my page the other day about. She had an article right about her because she left her, she reprioritized her in-person events, meaning like markets and things, to the online because it had blown up. It had basically sold her out for the coming months because she's a hazelnut farmer. She sells hazelnut products. And same thing, she had accumulated thousands of email addresses through doing in-person. She actually had a restaurant attached to her business as well. And so we said, let's grab that data and start to market to these people. Okay, so that was the initial bump from, I think, an average of about 8K per month to, again, 25 to 30K per month. And then later in the year, she hit $50,000 and $60,000 per month in her business. So firstly, these people had already a sizable database, okay? That's something that not a lot of people have, especially in that early stage of their business, first 12 months, first 24 months type thing. But it doesn't mean that we can't accumulate that, okay? So let me be really clear here. The steps here is the priority of building that database, that sphere of influence, and then the speed at which we can build that database, that sphere of influence. So speed is a subjective metric, okay? What's fast to me could be lightning fast to you or slow to you, right? What's fast to you could be super slow to me. Like I could get this thing done today and that's good speed, good fast. So I could get that done today and that's super fast, or it could be slow, right? Or I could get it done this month and that's slow to me, but it could be fast to you because of other priorities. So we can always get faster and better at what we do, but that's the order you need to do it in. You need to say, I'm going to build my sphere of influence, my database through organic and paid methods. Then I need to have absolute speed with that and priority of that. Because again, when Leonie and Christy came into the community, the two examples I just gave you, they had just done it over time. Like they were just drip feeding their database. They were building it slowly. But as I say, that was a matter of, for Leonie, it was 2.5 decades. Right? But you can condense that with the awareness of what I'm actually talking about into years, but even months, if it becomes a priority. But it's, as I say, it's the boring, unsexy stuff that people just don't pay attention to. It's like ads, sales now. But that's not typically what builds a sustainable business. Okay, not if you're starting from absolute scratch and you're strapped for budget for a start. Okay. On the other hand, people that don't have significant database or sphere of influence, absolutely ads is that turbocharge of how to get your word out there, how to increase your sphere of influence really, really quickly. And we've had several circumstances of people that have been able to do that very, very well. We had Sean that came in our community and he sells really cool recycling bags, to take to your dollar slot machines when you cash in, right? And so he was able to scale within the first couple of months to, I think he started about $500 a month, and he was able to get to his first 5 and 10K month, honestly within a couple of months, right? We were quite careful with scaling his ads, okay? But that's the thing, when you're relying on one source, you have to be quite careful, quite strategic about how you do it. But he was able to do that directly through paid ads, basically starting cold, starting fresh. Okay, now what I would see as an opportunity for him, or what worked well for him, and I'll cross this, over another half a dozen clients that I can speak for, is that his product or his concept was something new in the marketplace. Okay, it was something interesting. And so what that meant was that his cost to advertise were lower, his cost per impressions, and then his engagement, his cost per clicks and click-through rates were also very, very favorable, right? Because it was something new and it was innovative, and then people were able to actually convert on site. So he was getting between those 4 and 5 times returns on his investment of the money going in, and it became very easy for us to just vertically scale, meaning increase the budget, create a bit more variation, but very easy and straightforward to just increase budget. So if you don't have a large sphere of influence, certainly it can be done with ads, but note what I just said about what it actually takes and how you can succeed with that. You need to have certainly points of difference that we're harping on about. It really helps if it's innovative because it's interesting and people are going to click on that sort of thing, okay? And your ads are just going to be profitable. That's a really great way to do it, and I've seen it, again, dozens of times. Or you come in and you've got a really big database, which is a great advantage to have, but not everybody has that luxury. And so what does that mean? We need to prioritize it. I need to increase my database. I need to increase my sphere of influence by any means necessary, using that marketing triangle, at least the organic and paid. And I have to have severe, significant speed with what that looks like. Again, prioritizing every single day and keeping your eyes on those numbers about how fast people are coming into your sphere of influence and into your database, whether it is on socials or whether it is actually on your physical email database, right? So I just wanted to really bring this up. I wanted to bring it up about, well, how can I scale faster? How can I get, from where I am now, 5, 6, 7, 8K a month to 30 to 50K per month, in 30, 60 days. And I've just shared with you exactly what people did, what we've helped them do, and the recognition point that they have a significant sphere of influence. So A, being able to leverage that with low-hanging fruit opportunities, but B, continuing to grow that over time. That's my instructions to these guys who have had that success anyway. It's like, because of course they're like, how can I get to 80 to 100K? Well, same thing, same premise. Prioritize building your sphere of influence, your databases, and have speed with that. And they will continue to ebb and flow, but you'll get that incremental growth as well, especially that year-on-year growth. When you've been in business for long enough, we're looking at that year-on-year growth because of some seasonalities and things like that, right? So look, I hope that is really helpful for you, because as I say, instead of thinking about the next ad hacks and the next, shortcuts here and there, like just get back to the reality that it's the more people that know about us. And as I said before, by any means necessary, especially within, if you're using tight budgets, okay? So you need to get really diligent and focused on the organic efforts, the paid efforts in terms of getting the maximum bang for buck there. And then that will allow you to harvest from those databases, right? Planting seeds, building the database, building sphere of influence, to harvesting, meaning extracting revenues and sales and allowing yourself to scale in the way that you can. So again, hope this was helpful for you. If you want to know more about how we do things, even know more about those clients I mentioned, in this video, feel free to click on the link below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, give me a subscribe, and look out for other videos that are just providing value for the e-commerce industry. That's what I'm here for. I'm happy to share all of my experience and expertise with you guys on this channel. So thanks again for being here. I genuinely thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next video.